So hi everyone. I know a few more people will be joining, but so that we don't make our speaker wait for long, I believe we should get started. Today we are launching a series of monthly Shabab Lab expert talks. And this has been in the making for some time now. So we've had this idea a few months back, and this is the first session. So we're really happy that this is seeing the light. And what we will be doing is that every month we will be having an expert who will be talking about different interesting topics, basically. So thank you for the note. Yes, the GIF says June 6th. I'm sorry, but you know, it's May 30 today. So sorry for that. Basically, today we will be talking more about really interesting topics such as the Metaverse, blockchain, crypto, and other trendy technologies. And the whole idea is not just to learn what's going on, but also to see how we can actually make use of these technologies, not just to benefit, but also to make the world also a better place. So as you all know, when we talk about Riyada for Social Innovation or Shabab Lab, which are our the organizations that we represent, we always talk about technology for good. We always talk about how to use the tools we have around us in order to contribute to a better planet, to a better humanity, to sustainability. And I hope that today Jack will be actually touching upon those points and also explaining how we can still do lots of good with the trending technology that sometimes might be intimidating or overwhelming, I would say. I just want to tell you that in the chat, basically you have the room to tell us about any questions you have, or also suggested topics for later monthly talks. So we do have like a proposed agenda from our side, but also we would like to hear from you and see what you would be interested in. So basically, this is again supposed to be a monthly expert talk sessions. They're especially designed for our alumni and students. However, we will not restrict it, at least for the first few months. Then, of course, as numbers hopefully increase, it might be a bit more restrictive. So I will introduce now our speaker and give him the floor. Then he will tell you how he would like you to interact. So each person, has different preferences. Jack is the CEO of many small businesses for digital media and business technology in the Middle East, Australia, and the United States. He helps digitally transform the operations of international clients from both private and public sectors, but without losing sight of what's human. Being a social entrepreneur, he efficiently helps people grow with and through the business as a technology and digital marketing strategist, a blockchain manager, and metaverse planner. He's also a trainer and consultant for building a successful career. Since the beginning of his career, he was involved in public affairs. Today, he is an active member of the UN Human Rights Office in Geneva, Switzerland, and professional fellow at the US Department of State. And he was recently a political candidate for the Lebanese parliament. We are really happy to have you here with us, Jack. I will stop sharing my screen. You can, of course, start sharing yours and also have some rules if you would like to have some rules for this session.
Thank you, Mona, so much for the introduction, and I'm really happy. It's my pleasure to be here. It's actually also one of the most important words that I always love to hear is about the impact we do for humanity in whatever we do, either it's technology or business or an NGO or whatever we do. The center should be human. So I would love to know also, since we're not it's not really a big number, so we can take the chance to quickly know in the chat if you can introduce in 3 words yourself, or up to 5 words you can. If you're doing many fields, you can say that I'm a student, also entrepreneur. I'm in, you can be an entrepreneur in any day of your life, any age. So please feel free in the chat to just say a couple of words about yourself before we proceed and share my screen. More people are joining. So just a couple of words. You can say that I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur, a volunteer, a singer, technology expert. Please just share whatever the words that describes you in the chat would be great. Muna, educator and entrepreneur. Meanwhile, I'll be sharing my screen. Ibrahim from Ma'asid School. Welcome, Ibrahim. How do you describe yourself? Muhammad, computer engineer student at ASU Temp. Meanwhile, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. So meanwhile, please keep sharing your words. Baha, AMS student and an athlete. Ali Zain, ambitious, sympathizer, and a good listener. Nice. It's a nice skill, by the way, to be a good listener. Okay, please send your words in the chat. Meanwhile, I'll be talking a little bit about the metaverse introduction. You know that the metaverse is now an ongoing process to be the next, as we hear, the next internet. So we had Web 1.0, Web 2.0. 1.0 was just dealing with the internet as a way to present information. We don't interact with the information, we just read it. Web 2.0 was the user was able to post on Web 2.0 on the internet. Same like what we do with the CMS or the websites that we manage ourselves. And like social media is the best example about 2.0. And then now we have 3.0, where there's no authority managing the internet. It is managing itself. The metaverse will be managing itself. Now we're gonna go through the technical part of the metaverse during the slides. It's an intensive slide. Somehow it's a session that has, you know, as you saw in the registration page, there is a lot of topics about metaverse. I wanted to make sure that you have all the knowledge that you need to move forward by your own and check more details, but these are the main topics about metaverse. Maya, makeup artist, nail artist, student at LMC, and a musician. Nurhan, high school, green entrepreneur, pianist. Sabine, medical social work, student, humanitarian. Learnaholic, okay, good to know that. Sabine, medical, okay, I've read that. So what is metaverse? During the session, you can interact by sending in the chat. I would love to hear that, to read that mainly. And if someone feels that you need to, ask a question by, talking, you can just raise your hand and move forward, ask your question or add any information. It is an interactive session, so please feel free to send your comments and send your knowledge, whatever you know about the metaverse in the chat, or your questions, definitely. Adnan, biomedical engineer, singer, excited. That's great. I love the soft part that you mentioned, guys. So it's always like not just what we do in life, it's how we do it or how do we feel. It's very important. This is the part that we mix the human part with whatever we do, especially with technology, because we are dealing with machines. Anyway, I'm going now into the table of content. It was shared in the registration page. So we're going through the metaverse, definition of the metaverse, the concept, how to benefit from the metaverse, because we know the definition. Most of us are checking the definition on the web. We are sometimes excited to know more, so we go and read some articles, we watch some videos, but it doesn't tell us exactly for us what is the benefit or what is maybe the negative impact sometimes. So the impact of the metaverse on our life also is mentioned in the during our session. We're gonna go through also how blockchain technology is making business transactions easier and more secure. Why are we using it in business? How do you start using and taking advantage of blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFT? It is all the same word. how your industry or any industry will be affected by the metaverse, top 10 career opportunities. This is very important for you. For many people are asking me, what would be the next, career titles that we can get involved with? And also some careers are, disappearing from the marketplace. So we really need to know that. And whenever you have new career opportunities, some career opportunities are disappearing. And the future of metaverse, where are we heading with the metaverse? Meanwhile, please, if you have any question, even if we're going now into many details, you can even ask now so I can answer, or tell you that this would be answered in the next slides. I'm not gonna go through the about speaker. Mona did a great job and mentioned everything. It was quite a long definition. I tried to reduce it, but let me tell you a secret. You can, I love what many of you mentioned that you are in many fields. I love mixing fields together, and all for the sake of humanity. So whenever your impact of all these fields that you're working on is having a great positive impact on humanity, then you're doing great. Don't let anyone confuse you by saying that you just focus on one single thing. Yes, you can focus, but it's fine if you love other fields and you mix fields together. What is the metaverse? How you can benefit from it? So the metaverse is actually, the terminology itself is to have the full universe in 3D as a virtual world that literally can interact with the users and objects. So you're creating another world. Now, many say that the websites currently are already a virtual world. While not, it's not an interactive world. You're not living into in that world. You're not getting into that world. And this is the misconception that many people are saying, that this is the end of the world and the current world is not gonna last with the new technologies. But this is not correct. Whenever you go and log into a website, you are using that website to do something, to make a transaction, to play a game, maybe to sell something, to buy something. And this is the same purpose of the metaverse, but in a more realistic way, in a more connected. You're more connected to the platforms that you're trying to. I'm sure that many of you who are engaged in video games, you understand better than people who didn't try video games, especially the interactive games where you are really inside the game. Even if it's a PlayStation or it's a console or your laptop or your mobile phone, there are some games that you feel that you're really attached to that game. You're fully integrated in the game. The more, if you have the Oculus, for example, or any VR set that you're using to get into that game, like literally get inside the game with the sound effects and whatever you see inside in a virtual reality, virtual space, makes you feel that you are inside that world. So this is it's a combination of all of these terminologies. It is online, it is 3D, it is virtual, and now to make it more real or make it more interactive, we use some technologies that makes it more transparent, and not that somehow is managing that website. For now, your Facebook page can be lost in seconds if someone in Facebook decides to block like all the pages. In the metaverse, since we are using the blockchain, now we're gonna see what the blockchain is. It is managing your data. How it is managing your data? The blockchain is actually a set of blocks that is interconnected somehow, and that has a specific digital, what can we call it? Like a set of information that proves this block holds some information for your account or for your digital wallet. So on Facebook, you have an account, or on Twitter or on Instagram or whatever website you're using. On the metaverse, you have in the blockchain, you have a digital wallet. I'm sure that many of you heard about the cryptocurrency, and that you use a digital wallet to buy and sell and trade with cryptocurrencies. This digital wallet is also your ID in the metaverse. now the opportunities are limitless, and we are still building the metaverse. It's not there yet in total. You cannot just go and do anything in the metaverse today. But anyway, we're gonna see with the slides what are the current use of the metaverse. So it is, the definition is the whole digital world in an augmented reality where you can really see yourself, your twin or your virtual copy inside the metaverse. So you have your avatar inside the metaverse who can do things for you as an AI, artificial intelligence. Sometimes you can do things when you're sleeping. I don't know, replying to messages or buying some stuff on automated mode. Somehow you can create your own rules, and you can, it's like a gamifying life. So you're going into a game where you can do everything from education, maybe development, learning, shopping, gaming, whatever you need to do in the metaverse, you can do it like you're there. Even if you're not there, if you're not holding your Oculus and playing or buying or whatever, there is an avatar where in the future can be automated and doing things for you. And we wish that we have this now, because the digital stuff can be done by artificial intelligence, but it's not smart enough yet to do that. Please, meanwhile, if you have any confusion, because in the beginning, the definitions might be a bit, extensive maybe, or not clear, please feel free to send your questions. Or if you have anything to add, I might forget many things about Metaverse. It's a quite very wide word. Multiple interconnected sites. So it's multiple sites, like not necessarily a website. It can be a land, a virtual land. I'm sure you've heard that many brands are buying, like with millions of dollars, are buying virtual lands in the metaverse. Real-time persistence. So all these are keywords, and self-sustaining. It's most important. And what is the meaning of interoperability? It's operations are mixed between the multiple metaverse. So now if you have, for example, a Twitter account, this Twitter account means nothing for Instagram. You know, it's split somehow. The websites are split. In the metaverse, the way it is built and it is connected with the same blockchain, it is somehow interconnected. So if you buy a land in Decentraland, for example, so you can see yourself in another land. Maybe if you buy an apartment somewhere, if you go to another website or another site, you can see the certificate of that land. The metaverse would understand that you are the same person who is buying that land or buying any digital asset in the metaverse. I'm sure also you've heard about NFT. We are going to tackle the NFTs and the digital certificate later on. So the impact of metaverse in our life. Definitely, we just said that we are entering, or we are stepping into the metaverse as another virtual life where we can do everything. And by everything, I don't mean if you want to eat, you eat in the metaverse. So this is actually the misconception that many people are bringing, because they cannot really understand yet what the metaverse is. So we can hear like a lot of questions. We are replacing life. We are, ending our real life. We don't like our life, so we're creating another life. No, it's not. It's actually a two-way that it's up to you. Now you can use the websites to just forget about your life, or use gaming. Now you can use your PlayStation or Xbox or your mobile to forget about your life, your school, your parents, and just stuck into the mobile. It's up to you. But the metaverse is a more advanced tool where you can go through and do, shopping, trading, business, games, whatever it is, but it is more into closer to the reality. It gives you more sense of dealing with what you really need to do and get closer. So if you're buying a product, for example, you can see the product as an augmented reality in front of you, or virtual reality. We're not yet there yet with the augmented reality. Many companies are building the augmented reality. Augmented reality means that you can see your surrounding at the same time you can see the objects from inside your headset. So imagine you're driving a car. At the same time, if you wear those glasses, you can see your speed, in front of you, you can see sometimes virtual, maybe you can decide to see animals walking, next to your car. Mona, I'm not sure if this is a question for me, but I would love to, or if you can share other AR examples for the audience. Okay. So yeah, the AR example, beside that, sometimes imagine you're playing a game, but that game, you can play it in your neighborhood. So you're going in the street, of course, a safe street or a playground. Imagine you go to a soccer or football playground, and then you're playing a game with many players instead of having 10 real players. So yeah, definitely it would be amazing if we can get 10 real players. But if your friends are outside the country and you want to play in like real time, but at the same time, it's virtual. So that is augmented reality. I hope this is a clear example. There are many other examples. If you want to go to a store and you want to see the products in that store, you can either go virtually. Virtually means you put the headset, it closed like Oculus, like similar to the virtual headset that this graphic shows. It's closed. You cannot see what's behind the headset. But in augmented reality, it's like in sunglasses. You can see what's behind the glasses. So you can see your environment, your surrounding environment, but at the same time, you can see virtual objects. So it's a mixed reality. So this is it. You can play games, you can do shopping in augmented reality. It is dangerous if you take the examples that I just mentioned, but the street, if you go to the streets and play that game, if the game is not really, properly set to be augmented reality, some people add many objects and you get confused and maybe, I don't know, get crashed or have an accident or whatever. It should be really, it's a big responsibility. But virtual reality, you're staying at home, just, moving around. You have the joystick that you can move forward and backward. Adrian, can you please repeat what does the blockchain mean and do? Yes, we're gonna have it right now after this slide. I would like to know more about the psychological effects of metaverse. Also, this is the next part. So yeah, first, before I'd love to mention more about the blockchain. The blockchain is actually the technology that is connecting all of what I just mentioned. Why? Because currently we do store data and information in the websites. For the websites, we store it in a database or, a set of codes that we created, somehow created a code that computers can understand that code and maybe show you a picture or a video, or when you comment on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, you post a story, there is an algorithm working on that. But this is all managed by a company, managed by people setting those rules, and they can block you or whatever you do. They are manually managing your data. They are manually managing your behavior on social media. But blockchain is actually a technology that automatically connects all the blocks. It's like a set of blocks, cubes. Imagine it like you have cubes where you can, every cube stores information. And those information are interconnected together with other blocks. So imagine if you have a wallet and you have 10 Bitcoins in that, you would be rich, definitely. I hope everyone had this in this room or someday, but this 10 Bitcoins are stored in a block where, for example, Adnan owns these 10 Bitcoins. And then Adnan doesn't need the bank to claim or to prove that Adnan owns this 10 Bitcoins. It's the blockchain that shows that Adnan owns and has a certificate about that proves that those 10 Bitcoins belongs to Adnan. And this one block in the blockchain, why it is called blockchain? Because it's a chain of blocks, it's a set of blocks. And this blockchain, it's a technology, okay? It's not like a real block, it's in coding and many servers around the world. The very important part of the blockchain that it secures itself. So if the blockchain, the block is corrupted or someone tried to hack this block, the other block can fix this block because the blockchain stores all the information all the information is stored in all the blocks. So if one of the blocks is corrupted, the other block can fix it, and so on. So it's kind of, I'm explaining in an easy way this technology. Of course, it's a lot of codes. It requires a lot of servers, but it is not you. It's not your job to understand, if you're not a developer, how it is coded. I mean, you don't need to understand IP addresses or routers, how do routers work to use internet. You just go and use the internet. You don't know how Facebook is coded to use Facebook. So it's the same concept. The technology is there, but it's that smart and doesn't need an authority. Why? Because those blocks are actually containing all the rules where can tell you that this asset, this crypto or this NFT, we're gonna talk about NFT later on in the next slide. It's actually proving that Adnan owns these 10 Bitcoins, or Muhammad has this digital asset, NFT, or a picture, or owns this apartment, for example. Now, how can we know how to use the blockchain? It will be actually a platform that you go, a website, a Web 3.0 website that can manage itself, that the backend is not managed by an authority. You remember that, I'm not sure if you've seen the documentaries that were talking about Facebook conspiracy in the political statements or political campaigns in the States and UK. Actually, Facebook had the access, or Mark Zuckerberg had the authority to maybe sell this information or to manage the ads inside Facebook, to lead the political vision of people to vote, for example, for the next president, or the Brexit in the UK. These were all like authorities that were managing data to move a specific, maybe political statement. So this was a bad use of privacy and of information. While in blockchain, even Meta, now Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, if he decides to sell the information through ads or whatever, he cannot do that, because blockchain is storing those information privately. There's full privacy for the user. At the same time, it is managing itself. So the set of rules in the blockchain is actually managing those information. So it's your digital wallet, your information, your Bitcoin, and you're directly dealing with your peer-to-peer. So this is another terminology that you hear in Metaverse. It's peer-to-peer. Whenever I want to send you Bitcoin, I send it directly to you. It doesn't go to a bank. It doesn't go to any authority. It doesn't go to any company. It's directly, I'm sending it to you. So you can hold your Bitcoins inside a USB, and then it's like a set of codes that can, whenever you need to make a transaction, the blockchain takes that responsibility and make a secure transaction and makes all the required operations to send that transaction from your USB directly to another wallet. I'm sure that you'll have a lot of questions about that. So please feel free to ask whatever question you have. Even if you feel it's a very basic question, please ask. It's very important, because the blockchain and the metaverse is not something that is now ready. It's the future. It's like suddenly you can see like everything is shifting to metaverse few years ahead. It's similar when the website started in the beginning in 90s. Some people were using websites while other people were saying, this is just a bubble and it will end up and we cannot understand it, so let's not use it. Even when social media, also use of social media started at the same time. We also had this, I remember that I started one of my businesses in 2010, and it was about social media for business and digital marketing and websites. So many businesses were saying that this is just a bubble. Social media gonna end very soon. And now look where we are. I mean, social media is a very big step toward the metaverse. It was a big step, and it shifted the whole, economy, social life. And I mean, with a little bit more responsibility and understanding, we could make social media a really like positive change in the world. And now we can do that with a metaverse as well. So this is it. So blockchain is a technology that doesn't need an authority. It can manage itself. doesn't need a company to manage we are managing information. Like whenever I upload my information, whatever I use the blockchain, I'm actually allowing the blockchain to manage and store my information, my Bitcoin, my NFTs, my apartment, whatever I have as digital asset, my music files, drawings. I'm allowing blockchain to store it securely, anonymously, and only my digital wallet can prove that this is my certificate, and I don't need an authority or the government or whatever to prove that. So what are some impact on our life? You will have a digital twin. So as I said, you will have a kind of avatar, a robot inside the metaverse that is doing stuff for you. Express ourselves better in the metaverse, and we've seen it in many ways. Of course, the direct connection is amazing. Do the mix, but sometimes, what do you do if you have someone, from a long distance, and you need to do business or meet or gather or whatever you want to do with that? Metaverse can be a great solution for that. I've seen a video and concept video between KG students talking like they are in their classrooms, but at the same time, they are interacting with other KG classes in other countries with different languages. They were just, talking in their own language, and then the other side, it's another language is translated. So we're breaking, boundaries. We're building more bridges. So this is the human part in the metaverse, and we need to focus on it. Like similarly, you can be someone who, with a human-focused, human-centered mindset, you're dealing and you're building the metaverse and doing whatever you want to do, either an initiative, a social entrepreneurship, social startup, whatever you want to build. If it's human-centered, then it is for good. If it's not, if it's just to make money or to build an empire, then you would do anything maybe to just, even if it's not a good thing for humanity, then you can still do it. So it's up to you. It's a decision. Also, playful experience. It's gamifying actually what we do in life. We have some boring stuff in life, right? We have some old maybe education platforms that you can transform. We have the shopping experience that is now online. Whenever we don't have the time to go shopping, or we want to shop something from another country, we don't want to pay or have expensive arrangements to travel and buy something or whatever. So it can be always solving a problem. And the difference between the reality and the metaverse, this is not always a good impact, some negative impact that we really need to work on, that we really need to raise awareness. And we have a big responsibility as social entrepreneurs to do that. And also impact on mental health. Now, also working all day long on the web has an impact on our mental health. As a replacement, what I do as a business leader or team player, whatever, I don't like to act as a manager or as a boss. What I do is to get closer with my team to see what they are facing during the day. I shifted to online work because of the issues I have in my country, in Lebanon, to make the team comfortable. So that was a solution for the mental health burden that my team was having with the remote work at home. And at the same time, what I tried to do is to get a mental health coach to actually deal with our problems as a team. Either it's a personal problem or workplace problem or teamwork, team building, activities that the mental health coach can do. So you have many steps that you can do to make this balance. At the same time, you're solving problems, yes, but with some solutions comes other problems that you need to solve, and so on. How blockchain technology is making business transactions easier and more secure. The main problem between businesses is building trust. So if you need to buy a product or a service from a business, the main factor that leads you to buy that service or product is trust. You need to trust that business before you pay your money to get that service or product. So blockchain comes in the middle and create that relationship between businesses. Why? Because there's something called smart contracts, which is when you buy a Bitcoin, you are actually creating a smart contract, or you're buying an NFT, buying an image or a music file. NFT can be any digital asset. It's a non-fungible token that we're going to talk about later on. But now it's important to mention that the blockchain is managing this communication between parties, between people, between organizations, between me and any other business or organization. How? So if you have this smart contract, you are asking blockchain to give you the authority on your, or when you have the secure license, for example, that proves that this entity, this music file, this image, this apartment, whatever you are having on the blockchain belongs to you, and no one can steal that, and no one can copy it, and no one can just, you know, go to the authority, to the government, and try to make a trick to take this ownership. So you have a proof of ownership blockchain can have within this blockchain. Now, you can see the blockchain in the background. It's just an hypothetical, you know, drawing that shows you that every block is connected to another block within interconnection. So how is it making more secure? So this line between the two blocks is called hash. Okay, so this is the first box, security by the blocks, hash encryptions. So we have hash encryptions between the blocks. Why is it secure? As I said before, every block protects the next block. So all your information is stored in that block, while all the blocks. So you need to shut down all the servers in the world in order to remove the ownership or ignore the ownership that you have on a digital asset or NFT or cryptocurrency. So no one can, even hackers cannot just hack the website or hack the platform, hack the metaverse or the blockchain, and take the ownership from you. The combination of the three leading technologies, which is cryptographic keys, which is the set of codes that build that blockchain, build that block of information, if I can say. A peer-to-peer network containing a shared ledger. So this peer-to-peer, I'm proving that the blockchain can prove that the connection between, or the contract between me and Brahim, for example, is actually showing that our contract, maybe a job contract can be, and maybe Brahim is selling me his car, his real car, and I'm paying him with Bitcoin, and at the same time I'm getting a digital certificate for that car. So whenever someone needs to prove that that car is for me, you can just go to that platform, and no one can say that this is fake. No one can say that this is not legal, because it's there, and it's actually the machine, the blockchain is giving me this proof. And you can go by time and use this as a trust for the maybe reviews that you get as someone who's buying from a business. Or if I buy a car from Brahim, I can see where Brahim actually got this car and how did he get it and why he's selling it, because all this information would be on a trustful platform that no one can manipulate and no one has authority on this platform to do. So Leah, I hope I answered your question about the psychological effect in the metaverse. Of course, the same effect and more effect actually that we need to take care of. I cannot say that the effect is less than using websites. It's same like when you go to the games and get stuck in the games. I wouldn't recommend the metaverse and the virtual world for kids less than 12 years old until we create something safer. I don't know. Nurhan, so every block has the same info as the other. It's actually all the information is stored in all the blocks. Of course, the more information we add, the more this chain gets bigger. But it's actually like the hash is some leading information in every block that is connected. It's not like all the information is stored in one block, but it's you know, in math you have some set of formulas that if you want to solve, if one of the blocks is missing, the other blocks can assume and can calculate what the information in this block can be and just fix it. So it's like an interconnected set of information that can actually know and guess, not guess, but make sure that this information in this block is equal 1, 2, 3, or whatever the information is. Okay, so this is it. Of course, this is with like from real life examples. There is a specific code that is required to develop the blockchain, to create the blockchain. And the blockchain is actually a technology. So you have Ethereum blockchain. You might have now you have other kind of blockchains. Cardano has a blockchain. So every cryptocurrency now, you can see they can have their own blockchain, because actually cryptocurrency is a set of blocks that build a blockchain. But we can use it for cryptocurrencies to for financial transactions. We can also use it for NFTs, which are other digital assets. By NFTs, I mean like non-fungible tokens. Imagine you're a music file that you have and you create a music for yourself. You're a music producer. I'm sure that some of you mentioned that you are a musician. Imagine you're creating a song or a music, and then suddenly I copy it, I remove all the copyrights, and then resell it as it's mine. No one can prove that this is your music file, but the blockchain can do that. Because if you build that music file and upload it to the blockchain and don't distribute it on other websites, just distribute it through blockchain technologies, blockchain website, Web 3.0 websites. So there are Web 3.0 websites. You can go log into websites that currently you cannot still log in with the current browsers like Chrome and Edge and Mozilla, Firefox. Some of them have extensions, and you can change something in the browser to browse the new Web 3.0 websites. But in the future, it will be all accessible. You know that some wallets on your mobile can browse these kind of websites. You can just create a wallet. Actually, my advice to you after the session is to go to and download any digital wallet application and create your own wallet. There's MetaMask, I guess. I can actually share with you the name. There is Coin Wallet. There are some. When you search, you can see while most used applications, you can use it. Adnan Pi. There are a lot of wallets that you can create. At the end, if the wallet can accept a specific blockchain or cryptocurrency, then you can deal with any other wallet. Otherwise, you can have many wallets. The mining, the different types of blockchain is actually, yes, it's not one blockchain, as I mentioned. The blockchain is technology. So social network is in kind of platform, but you have many social networks. So it's similar to blockchain. Mining actually is when you've heard about mining in cryptocurrency. In cryptocurrencies, you can bring some devices, mining devices. Sometimes it's like a router, sometimes it's like a server. So these mining devices can actually bring you cryptocurrencies. What is actually mining? Is solving like if you go to blockchain, you can still go and mine for Bitcoin, for example. So if you mine for Bitcoin, you are creating currencies for you. You're creating money, actually. How possible is it? Like if you go and mine for gold, some people go to specific countries, go to mining fields and try to mine for gold, and you go and sell this gold. It's similar concept, but in the digital world, it's like you're solving formulas. These devices, these servers are solving some formulas in the blockchain to get this Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for you and add it to your wallet. Of course, it's a very big topic. There is a lot of details. There's a lot of factors to mine. You can read about it. It needs like not one session. It needs a lot of sessions maybe to know how to mine and to learn where is the best, because if everyone knows about the best mining solution, best cryptocurrency, then everyone would be doing that. So we need to learn and take the risk sometimes to do mining with a specific device to create money, to create cryptocurrencies. It's a cool field, but at the same time, you know, you need to really get deeper. And guess what? Yeah, you don't need any like certificate or to be at this specific, you know, level of education or age to do that. You can just learn a little bit about it, try it. I would take the risk to try it, to spend maybe $10, $50 to just buy cryptocurrency, create a wallet just for education. Forget about this. Maybe this amount can be can bring you more if you buy, for example, now a very Ethereum, for example, which is a very promising cryptocurrency. Then when you move forward, you can see that the value of this cryptocurrencies are actually getting higher. So how do you start using and taking advantage of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs? I hope that so far, and you can answer in the chat, you are familiar with these terminologies. So the metaverse is the whole thing. It's the word of all these you know, elements. Blockchain is the technologies that is holding all this together. It's the backbone of the metaverse. It is actually metaverse without blockchain is actually another copy of a virtual game that we already have. So how do you know that Jack is actually talking to you in the metaverse? If we have two versions, let's say Jack and Mona are talking in the metaverse and trying to make a deal or giving a lecture or whatever, how do we know that these are actually the real persons behind this avatar is actually blockchain? Because there is one Jack in the blockchain because of my wallet, because of the information that I have, because the cryptocurrency that I hold, my money, so now if you need to have a proof of ownership, you go to a bank, right? So similarly, now you go to blockchain because it has all your information. You cannot lie to blockchain. They have their virtual bank account, which is not the bank account, but they have the, you know, the blockchain can know that this is Jack, but that doesn't give you the information. This is the difference. While in the bank, I can go and ask about maybe Maya's account in the bank. And then, yes, there is some security in the bank, but no one knows what that human behind my account can do, right? In some countries, there's no privacy and security as well. So anyone can know and can go and know how much money I know. So the blockchain is actually the security guard for my information, while you can trust blockchain to tell you about me without giving you the information. So you can trust blockchain just because it has all my information and it has all my either negative or positive you know, behaviors in the metaverse. But at the same time, it gives you that result or that response or that reply if you're asking whether you need to make a transaction, you need to send me money. If I'm making any fraud on the blockchain, then the blockchain would block me. Cryptocurrency, I'm sure that you're you know, used to that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, are the digital assets. Again, many people are still asking why NFTs are very expensive. Why are we buying a JPEG image for $10? Please ask me these questions. It's fine if you still don't get you know, the idea why someone would buy a JPEG image. From what I see in the future of NFTs, it's actually a ticket access to a community, ticket access to an event. It's not necessarily just you're buying that JPEG. It's not necessarily that you're buying that artwork. Yes, it can be an artwork. You can be an artist and you can draw a great, you know, image and sell it on the blockchain. And then when you sell it on the blockchain and the metaverse, you're securing that you know, NFT, that digital asset. If you're a musician, from my you know, one of the jobs that I do is actually helping communities and small businesses to use blockchain to improve their business. So one of the you know, followers, connections on LinkedIn contacted me to know what they can do with their music album. another one contacted me to know what they can do with their, old theater, for example, or a gallery of art. So we managed to do an idea where all the artists can have their artwork converted to a non-fungible token, an NFT, and then they can sell it online and make money with that. So yes, that would be a life-changing for many artists, because they don't know about NFTs, and then at the same time they can make sure that their artwork are being sold in a safe way, and then it's a proof of ownership in the metaverse that this artwork is for them. Imagine it like Mona Lisa. Okay, there's one Mona Lisa in the world, and it cannot be copied. The real Mona Lisa, yes, you can copy and sell the fake and copy. You can sell the copy version of it, but the main one, the main value is in the main one. So this is your NFT, your first NFT. Any questions about NFT? I know that there's a lot of questions usually.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So they sometimes give the analogy with Pokemon cards, for example, but also in Pokemon cards, it's not as unique as the Mona Lisa. So, multiple people can have multiple or the same, like, authentic Pokemon cards. Like, is there anything similar in the NFT world?
Yes, actually, more than that. If you go back in time, and still now, some people, love to buy the cards, the player cards, for a game like football or whatever, soccer, player games or cars. Sometimes some people just buy that card, and it's like one unique card that whenever you buy it, you feel that, okay, I have all the collection. So it's one of the uses also for those. You can also copy that. I mean, many people ask that, yeah, okay, I can take a screenshot of that NFT and, sell it. Yes, you can do that, but this is not the original file, and it is not connected to the blockchain, the most important thing. So if I'm giving you the permission to access an event. So imagine now this session, instead of going and registering on Zoom, you can buy NFT if it's maybe for free or paid. If it's a paid session, I can sell you an NFT so that give you access to this session and another session later on. It would be like a ticket for that. So it's not, and you can prove that this ticket is your ticket, and you can get benefit later on. You can get a discount maybe because you hold this. And it's not like you get it from another person or you just saw it somewhere. It's like you paid for that ticket. And later on, businesses can use this to make like loyalty programs more, realistic and more sustainable loyalty programs with NFTs. That there's a lot of opportunities. Actually, in every session, I try to bring new examples because it's limitless. Can't I change the screenshot again to NFT? Then we have two of the same item. Nurhan, do you mean to take a screenshot for the NFT?
Yeah, if you create a copy of a digital asset, can you recreate a new NFT with it, or is there a way to detect that this is not the authentic one and then you cannot sell it yourself?
Okay, so this is it. Now, when you copy, then if I want to know which is the original copy that I need to buy ownership and no one can use it, is actually having that ownership inside the blockchain. So if you take a screenshot and go register that in the blockchain, either the platform that you're using, imagine that blockchain is a platform at the end. There's a website that you go inside and do your transaction. Now, if you do that, if the platform has those rules, and most of the platforms would do that, they cannot accept you uploading that in the website. So the blockchain can manage it through those rules. Now, if you copy that item, and I'm the owner, and I don't want to let anyone else to copy my artwork or whatever it is, a music file. Now, similarly, what is happening now on YouTube, whenever you upload a song, Now YouTube can detect that this is a similar music and block the remove the video from YouTube because it's similar. Now this takes a lot of technology and rules and human resources to do that. In the blockchain, no, it can prove that the main owner, so that you cannot upload that that screenshot. So it's actually a proof of ownership. Now, definitely the technology itself, you can create your own blockchain, by the way, and accept anyone putting copies or whatever, but this is not trustful. Similar like another website now, you go and see everyone just adding if you go to YouTube and see many videos and one is fake, one is low quality, one whatever, you just feel like it's a mess in this website. So the website itself or the authority behind this website try to solve this problem by doing like adding some rules and having the human interaction. In blockchain, it's different because it is managing itself by those rules and by the blocks of the information that we mentioned. I hope I'm answering the questions, and it's not like really, it's really clear when I'm having those examples. You have to know that some examples didn't happen yet. Some examples that I'm giving you, I'm assuming that the metaverse logically can do that, but no one maybe did it yet because it needs a lot of work. It needs to build actually a big platform that contains everything, that contains all the aspects of our lives. That it's not there yet. And the closer to that is actually Facebook, because they hold 3 billion users. So yeah. Now, before going to affecting the industries, so I talked already about NFTs, can really be anything digital. I try to mention everything that we have in other slides within the examples, so we don't waste more time on the examples. A lot of the marketplaces accept Ethereum. NFTs are stored in digital wallets. We talked already about this. Let me skip to the how will industries be affected. So I also gave some examples about this, but you can imagine the financial services that is has a lot of opportunities, virtual to physical redemption. So if you have the examples that I gave you to the car, if I sell a car, I can sell an NFT about that car. So it will be like a certificate for you to prove that this is your car now. It's not my car anymore. Digital ownership, like the MP3 files or songs or artwork, the virtual production that you can do inside the metaverse. So imagine building a car in the metaverse before you build it in the real world. This will help a lot, of companies in the production industry. Education is actually number one, chance that can the metaverse provide to humanity, which is learning by. Imagine like you're going into now, instead of having this presentation, you can see me. Like if everyone had the headset, I would do that. I have some classes that I do in the metaverse with my Oculus. Then you can see me going into the board, bringing some material in front of me. If I'm talking about the car, I can bring a car in front of me and I explain it to you. If I'm talking about history, I can go back in time and show you what the World War I was, where was happening. How was all the war happening between the countries, and show you like in real time, and it would be a big impact to you. Muriel, when we reach the stage of uploading an NFT, are there specific criteria before being downloaded on the virtual market? No, actually there is many steps that you need to do to get into it. It's a big process, not a big process, but many steps. But you need to wait sometimes. You need to do to create those files first, and then try to upload it on a platform. Then to download into the virtual market, once it's there, you can use those NFTs in a game or whatever, if that game accepts that platform. So again, it's not there yet. We're not at that stage of having all the metaverse connected together. We still have some sandbox and some websites, but yes, the process, you have a specific process to do in order to upload your NFTs. I'll be happy to have another another session about that. It needs like in maybe 30 to 45 minutes to go through the process, so you can learn about it. Also, you can read some articles about it. Most of the platforms provide you with the documentation and real steps about it. So yeah, you can, with education, you can provide more high quality materials, and also you can reach more audience. Top 10 career, which is the last point that I would love to mention. It's a great opportunity for you to know what are the career that I just selected, like top 10. There's a lot. The metaverse research scientist, you can do a lot of research because, as I said, there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot to do in the metaverse now to reach that, the real metaverse that you can use. Blockchain engineer, you can be an engineer, you can develop blockchain. It's normal, like a usual code that you can learn and just do coding. NFT strategist, you can be a strategist to plan and manage NFTs. So someone would like to create an album of artists, maybe, or MP3 sound files or whatever. You can be that strategist to build that NFT. It's not just create any image and upload it, like you read sometimes about some articles. Metaverse planner. So you are planning a specific community for a specific community. I usually try to